So, Tracy, I want to go back to something you said at the end of the day yesterday when we were talking about Humpty Dumpty.
Oh, yeah.
And you felt very strongly about not putting Humpty Dumpty back together in the same way.
Absolutely.
Could you just elaborate on that, if you would?
So yesterday we had talked about the fact that content is like Humpty Dumpty, and it has fallen, and it has fractured, and it has gone VOD, over the top. You know, it's gone in every direction. So video content is everywhere. And I think that I was trying to encourage everyone not to put Humpty Dumpty back together the same way, meaning using Nielsen and buying age and gender. I think that those pieces need to be picked up in a different way, audience-based buying, using an incredible amount of data, you know, starting with census level viewing data and appending our clients' first-party data sets, third-party data sets, you know, Rentrack, ComScore, you name it. How do we put all that together to go find the pieces and pick up the right ones to drive our clients' business?
And so it's all about addressability, fundamentally, is it?
It's all about data. I would start there. I look at it as like TV. The majority of TV today is 1.0. 2.0 is without addressability, but you're using really granular level data, and you're doing essentially index-based buying. And 3.0 is elimination of all of the waste addressability at the household at least level. So the way that we tried to run our practice over the last 10 years is we rushed to 3.0 and learn how to do it, right? And now we're going to come back to 2.0 and pick up all those pieces in the same way that we're picking up the addressable pieces. We're buying audience, we're using very advanced data.
Okay. Erwin, something I mentioned in when I was talking with Scott is a comment you've made that I found to be really intriguing. Most of your comments are intriguing. And it was when we did the fireside chat at the ComScore event. And I said to you, do you think that the availability of cross-platform data, and you're on record as saying that we got to get better at the deduplication counts, would the availability of that data spur growth in advertising? And your answer was?
Do you really think I remember?
Well, fortunately, I'm here to remind you.
So I think you have to take a step back. And I rarely disagree with Tracy, but I made a comment this morning that I don't think there is such a thing as waste, right? So
You did?
addressability isn't about waste elimination. What addressability does is it enables you to go from top of the funnel marketing, simply the creation of awareness, to converting awareness to consideration, consideration to preference, and on and on and on, right? As you go down the marketing funnel or the consumer journey or whatever you choose to call it, you've got to narrow, right? And in our view, the reason that budgets will go up is that today we start with, you know, paid media gets a very, very small chunk of the total marketing budget. The average CPG spends under 25% of every marketing dollar on paid media, right?
They also have to deal with the retailers, though. Which
Well, that's where
pressure
the money's
points.
going. 75 cents out of every dollar goes to trade
deals.
support, right? And I mean, we've already seen what has happened in categories like disposable diapers, for example, which have gone from 100% retail brick and mortar to 25% retail brick and mortar, the balance going to online. And those realities suggest that CPG-like products are going to become far less reliant on physical brick and mortar shelf space, and that media becomes virtual shelf space. And I absolutely believe that media will begin to encroach on trade support over time as retail brick and mortar becomes less relevant to the marketing process. And I think the simplest way to think about it is that media as an awareness creator may have some value to it, right? That's kind of the value we've all learned to deal with. We don't yet know how much more valuable media as virtual shelf space is going to be, but I guarantee you it's going to be a multiple of what today's value is.
Do you so
that's good news.
So that's good news. Do you also think, though, that the availability of this dedupe data, right, where you know whether you're reaching incremental eyeballs, if you will, with additional platforms, that having that data allows you to not only put together a better media plan, but also sell it in to your clients?
Well, we think we're in the business of media investment management, right? We don't like to use the term buy. It's an investment. We can't manage that investment unless we have good data. So for example, in 1996 and 97, when we got respondent level data from Nielsen for national television, but couldn't get local stations to agree for us to have it, we cut our local broadcast budgets by 50%. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Okay? Because we didn't have the data to support the fundamental decisioning process that we had to go through. So we cut it. The availability of cross-device metrics, deduplication capabilities, all of those things are going to increase our spend in the area because we can do it more intelligently and we can wring out more return from every dollar on the back of that data.
Okay. Come back to the serendipity, I'll call it the serendipity effect of getting value out of households you didn't really intend to reach in a second. Mm-hmm. But Matt, let me ask you, do you agree with that conclusion? Put you on the spot.
Very much so. I think TV's role in the consumer journey, and I think it's just evolving over time. And the value of TV's role in consumer journey and to every consumer touch point is going to become increasingly more valuable. If it's upper funnel metrics, great. If it's lower funnel metrics, great. But we're entering, and we have arguably been in a renaissance of television, and we're going to be able to really value TV in a different way, and it's exciting.
And by the way, we don't have yet, thank God, bot fraud in TV. And we don't have
amen.
We don't have viewability issues, right?
Except the bathroom.
Except the bathroom.
Yeah, but the loss, I think the loss of audience is a lot less than what you're losing with viewability and fraud, right?
I think the other thing too is, and we talk a lot about data and technology, it enables us to take an insight that we weren't able to action off of in the TV marketplace for a very, very long time. There was a long lead time between we saw this, that it worked or didn't work, and now I have to wait to make my next buying decisions in 6 months, or when I took options next quarter. That's where technology and data help that feedback loop.
Yeah.
So
it's time compression.
It's really interesting to see how hungry the three of us are. We so badly want to have enough data to make the right media investment, and we think that's really crucial to keep TV.
Well, you meant data. I thought it was food.